picture for the
And I
sale.
think, yeah, you want to get mad on them?
I didn't see on TikTok and it's like a picture of the stingrays for her. And I was got some state pointy pants back there. I want to ride on a golf course too.
Go kart. Go kart.
Yep.
Yeah. Wait a minute now. This guy here with an elephant.
You right here?
Come on. Yeah.
You think? You just want me to hold your hand.
Like the alligator.
Alligator.
Yeah.
You. 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 You.
I got a spot. Come on, niece.
Soar et nuit.
Look at doors.
Alright, slight change of plans because we did get someone to come to this area, so I'm actually going to be in the auditorium to do our snake and gator talk. If anyone like bring me over there. I'm just going to try to get a family this way. Bothered by snakes, so I'm aware of that. So, if any questions, feel free to call on.
Cause I can hear. He's so mad at all of us.
Oh, that's what they going to do?
I thought these was poison. She took that one out.
Yeah, she got it. That's what she said. She must have took more than one out. Come on. Yeah, they took these out. Take it to the other end. Oh, no. Say that.
Let me touch the ball. Oh, they got a ball.
He ain't in there.
So excited. No, but I want to. But I want to touch him.
Everybody let you touch it. Oh, yeah.
Those babies were actually born here. They're from the adults that are in the ratio.
Oh, that's the mom and dad. Okay. Neat.
And then their eggs are actually here. They're currently laying. So we bring them out of the big pool. Those are mermaid purses. You can see the yolks inside.
Get out.
Starfish and urchin.
Oh my god, I ain't never seen a starfish before.
There it is. Right there.
Up there.
These are chocolate chip sea stars.
I can't get up out of this.
Like the earth. Yeah, the earth over there.
Once they feel the air, they won't go any further.
Oh, that's just okay.
Oh, in the video days,
And that first layer of the skin will just start to peel off a little bit. It's pretty much just like that, except it will be the entire body, and if it all goes well, it'll actually all come off in one piece. So if you are a reptile owner and have snakes of your own, you can keep little skins just to see how much your snake has grown over the years as a little memento. Now when they actually shed, they will commonly find a rock or a log to help rub up against, just to help that shedding scales get off. Now, I'm sure that most of you are familiar with the terms cold-blooded and warm-blooded. These guys, just like all reptiles, are a cold-blooded species. So essentially what it means to be cold-blooded is they can't regulate their own body temperatures. They're not able to generate nearly as much heat and energy as our bodies are able to. So they have to rely on the outside environment in order to stay warm. So if we're able to put on a jacket or curl up under a blanket, our body will actually generate enough heat in order to keep us warm along with the insulation. These guys, they can't do that. They'll have to actually go to a heat source, like a sun or a rock that has been in the sun for a long time. Or if they are in human care, they will commonly have a heat lamp to help keep them warm. And vice versa, if they get overheated, they actually have to seek out a cool place in order to cool down. Now, these guys have a few modes of reproduction. The most common ones that you are all probably probably familiar with is the way that they lay eggs. So about 70% of all snake species will do this to have their babies. They can lay clutches of anywhere between 6 eggs to 100 at a time, depending on the species and how big the snake is. There is another mode of reproduction called ovoviviparity. Has anyone heard this term before? Yeah, it's kind of a bigger, fancier word, but basically all it means is that instead of actually laying the egg is actually going to stay inside the mother snake and it's going to develop within her and actually hatch inside of her too. So after that, she'll give what's known as a simulated live birth. Now, the main difference between an actual live birth and a simulated live birth is there is no placenta or organ involved in the simulated live birth. Now, this is about 30% of all snake species that will do this, but there is actually a very rare, less than 1% of snake species that will actually give live birth using a placenta the way we do. So this is for snake species like anacondas and rattlesnakes. Now, the reason this is so incredibly rare and so few snakes actually do this is because they need extremely specific environmental conditions. Develop an embryo can be kept at a constant, stable temperature for that embryo to fully develop. Now that's pretty much the end of the snake portion of our talk. Does anyone have any questions about snakes that I haven't gotten to go over right now? Yeah, you got one?
Is green snakes good too?
Green snakes? When you say good, do you mean like, are they venomous or not?
Yeah.
So, there are venomous species of green snakes, but color is not necessarily an indication of whether or not they're venomous. One of the common ways that people are able to tell if they're venomous is we say that venomous species kind of have a triangular, fat-looking head. Other than that, it's kind of just knowing the individual snake species. So if you're ever out and about and you do see a snake, it is best to just leave it alone and not assume that it is not venomous, because there is no guarantee if you're not for sure. Yeah, any other questions? Okay, since that's kind of wrapping up the end of the snake portion, would anyone like to take a picture with Teppan up here? Yeah, you guys can. Now, they all look pretty similar to each other, but they actually have distinctive markings on their backs that we're able to use to identify them. So, as you can see here, Blue kind of has this X mark on his back, just around this little third line right here. So, that is how we are able to tell them apart. They're actually all named after the raptor pack from the movie Jurassic World, if you've ever seen that movie. So, these are our own little dinosaur pack. Now, these guys, do you guys have any idea about how old they might be? 100 years old? Not quite. They are still considered babies right now. So that's the best hint I can give. Do not know. We had someone say 3, I think. Do you have a guess? 3 months? Yeah, they're not quite that young. They're actually 3 years old, so whoever said 3 got it right on the dot. Yeah, when they're younger, we actually have a picture of them when they were babies, so that was them at about 3 months old. They grow very fast, very quickly. So he's going to grow at about a rate of 1 foot per year from here on out until he reaches his full length, which can be anywhere between 12 to 15 feet long, and he's going to weigh anywhere between 200 to 1,000 pounds. So he's going to be way too big for me to be able to pick up them, so I'm enjoying it while it lasts. They do grow up very quickly. Now, he has some really cool adaptations to help him be semi-aquatic and live comfortably both in the water and out of the water. And just for the sake of time, I'm going to save questions till more towards the end of the talk here. Now, one of those adaptations that he has is that really thick, muscular tail that he's got, along with these little batch webbed feet that he has. So I'll bring him around to try to show people a little bit more. Yeah, no, the snake actually actually first emerge from their eggs, so they have been used to human contact since the moment they hatched. So that is one of the reasons why he's very calm in my hands, and he knows exactly what to do. Just stay calm and hang out pretty much until the talk is over. He's very good at posing for the camera as well.
I like Leon.
Yeah.
He's my favorite. Blue is my favorite alligator. Like an alligator.
Yeah, he's one of my favorites too. He's very good at posing. Now, with his webbed feet and that muscular tail that I mentioned, he can go up to 25 miles per hour in the water, so he's quite fast. He's pretty speedy on land as well. Can go between 10 to 15 miles per hour on land. Now, he has some other less notable adaptations. One of them is actually a second pair of eyelids that he has. So I'll bring him around a little bit a second time, but you can't really notice them unless they're actually in the water, and sometimes you'll be able to see it when they are either eating or sleeping. But this second eyelid that they have, it's semi-translucent, so when he closes it, you can actually see through it. He will use this second eyelid as sort of a pair of close-in goggles for himself. So it's called a transverse membrane. He'll just blink that in the water, and he's able to keep debris and gross stuff out of his eye while he's still able to see and hunt for stuff. Yeah. Now, he's also able to hold his breath far longer than we are underwater. On average, they will hold their breaths about 30 minutes at a time, but if they want to, they can extend this much, much longer. One of the ways they're able to do this and hold their breaths for so long is actually by slowing down their heart rate. So while they're holding their breath, the less their heart actually beats, the less oxygen they are going to take up, and the less oxygen they're going to have to come back to the surface to get more air. Another thing that really helps them stay underwater for long periods of time is a little flap in the back of their throat. It's called a transverse flap, and this little flap right there, it's just going to help to keep out any water from their airways. So if they eat something underwater or swallow, it's pretty much guaranteed that none of it's going to accidentally end up in their lungs. Now, to wrap things up with our gator portion of the talk, do you guys know any of the differences between an alligator and a crocodile? Yeah, there is a way to tell from their nose. Do you remember quite the difference?
Crocodile.
Yeah. Close. It's the other way around. So, yeah, these guys, they have kind of the wider, shorter, more U-shaped nose, we say. While crocodiles, on the other hand, have the more narrow, kind of long V-shaped nose. Did you have one as well? Yeah, it's a good guess, but there's kind of a lot of variations between the different species of crocodiles. That's not one of the good ways to tell them, because they're not quite alive after that. So, while it's a good guess, it's kind of not a guarantee to.
I mean, they have the same thing, but like it's different.
Yeah, it's more of an indication between species of crocodiles, though, rather than a difference between alligators versus crocodiles. Yeah, now there is actually a second way to tell by their mouths, so I'll bring him a little bit closer so people can see. If you look at how his mouth is closed, you can actually see just the top row of teeth poking out. So these guys, they have a little bit of an overbite, so their top row of teeth is always going to be visible when they bite down. When crocodiles bite down completely, the way he's doing it right now, you'll actually be able to see both the top row and also the bottom row of teeth at the same time. So a much toothier grin. Now the last way to tell the difference is actually by the type of water that they're found in. So alligators, while they're very well adapted to freshwater, they're not so well adapted to saltwater. They can only handle so much salinity levels before they have to return to the freshwater. But crocodiles actually have a gland in their body. It's able to excrete excess amounts of salt from their body. So they're able to survive in saltwater environments as well as fresh and brackish water. That's also one of the reasons why there are so many more crocodile species than there are gator species. So there are right now 16 known species of crocodile. There's actually only 2 known true species of alligators. So that's the American alligator as well as the Chinese alligator. Pretty much all other gator species are actually forms of caiman. So if you've ever heard of caiman, they're usually a little bit smaller than gators and also have some variations in their skull structure. But that is the main difference between the two. Yeah, now that I've wrapped things up, does anyone have any questions they'd like to ask?
What's the largest alligator that you have on site?
Right now, we actually only have the 4, so we unfortunately don't have the facility space to take care of them once they probably get about a foot longer, so we'll probably have them another year. Yeah, we do have contacts with a gator conservation and sanctuary within the state of Mississippi that we are planning on sending them to. That way they can go be with the other gators. Yeah, not the farm. This is a sanctuary. Bit of a difference.
Better get her from up out of here. She about to make a purse.
Yeah, not these ones.
Immediately. Gorilla the beer. What you gonna do? That's hard.
Yeah, I definitely think that they will enjoy being with other gators as long as they're well assimilated with them. They are, however, pretty used to being within human contact, though. That's one of the reasons it's not necessarily the best to just release them back into the wild. Since they associate humans with food now, they could potentially become a nuisance and...
How old are they when they get big?
Since they grow about a foot per year, they'll kind of slow down at around 12
That was just to everybody very long here to get their sandwiches. It's in the back of my book bag.
Yeah, now that I pretty much... Oh, you did too? Yeah, did you have a question as well?
I'm really sorry. Well, the answer is that long because I know he is a 50, I know he was 50 feet long.
60 feet long is a big for a
Yeah.
there are definitely crocodile species that can get pretty big. 60 is a bit of a lifestyle, I would assume. Definitely in the 20s, though. 20s to 25 feet long, I have heard of. They can get quite big. 60 feet long, a bit of an exaggeration. If I have to guess.
Okay, so quick question. Well, it's not a question, it is a question. Okay, I read somewhere that they don't die unless someone like harmed them, but like gators can live on up to like 100 years.
So they can live, they can actually get pretty up there in age. Usually the average in the wild is only about maybe 30 to 50 years though. In captivity though, we've actually been able to extend that for much longer. So I think the oldest known gator in captivity was actually around 81 years old. I'm not quite sure about the crocodile species. They could be a little different and have been able to get over 100 years old, but I'm not quite sure about that. Well, hard to tell sometimes. Usually it's, if it's been in human care, they'll have some sort of estimation how old it is when it arrives. From there, they could just mark the days pretty much. Yeah, one more question?
Does New York have alligators in the sun?
I don't think so, unless someone brought them over there illegally and just kind of tossed one in one day. But that shouldn't be there. Yeah, now that I kind of wrapped up the question portion, is there anyone that would like to take a picture with Blue over here? Yeah, just like with the snake, feel free to form a line. Anyone who would like to take pictures?
I'm gonna take a picture of Blue because he's my favorite.
Yeah, he's super cute. Yeah, same rules as with the snake. Don't let anyone touch it, unfortunately. I will be right back.
Welcome.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Okay, so we can just sit down, huh? Alright, y'all head that way.
Head this way.
Head that way. Go sit down in a bit. Find a bench and sit down so y'all can eat lunch. This bench is over there in this. I'm sorry.
Okay.